we serve as elders of the party.
But don't you think it's interesting also because we've recently heard from former President Kufuor talking about the party neglecting him?
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate if it is true that, the party...
that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he says.
That in the past years, that the party has completely neglected him as a former president. And he goes on to say that his brains are sharp. I mean, yes, maybe
he
physically.
Yes,
he's deteriorated. And as a former leader of the party, he sounds very sidelined.
Right. You are absolutely right. So we need to also go back to the structures of the party as well. In the constitution of the party, what is the spelled out role of former leaders in the party? If the constitution has made provision of roles that former presidents like Akufo-Addo, Kufuor must play, and that the party has not given them that opportunity to serve that role, that becomes questionable. But when it comes to, let's say, offering, because they are past leaders of the party, and then they have that, because of their experience, they can offer advice to the party leadership, etc., etc., and that is not happening. Then that is unfortunate, because every institution or every organization must have people who offer counsel to them, and NPP can never survive without these two pillars. In fact, they have defined NPP into what we have today. The NPP during the times of Buzia, etc., is different from the NPP we have during the time of Kufuor, and it's different from the NPP we have during the time of Akufo-Addo. So these people have played diverse roles in transforming the party, into what we have to. So you cannot, the NPP cannot, in actual fact, win any election without riding on the backs of Kufuor and Akufo-Addo, because these are people who have been in government, who have succeeded in a way, because we cannot say that they have entirely, failed. There are areas, I'm sure Akufo-Addo can be praised, as far as this country is concerned. There are areas that Kufuor can also be praised as far as this. So these are areas you need to tap from. The party has to tap from and be able to repackage itself or to reorganize itself, and then be able to appear, be able to be more marketable in the eyes of the Ghanaian.
So what do you say to people or persons who believe that the NPP lost the previous election because of the influence of the factor?
I don't think that this. I've heard. You see, like I said earlier, whenever a party loses the election, people go around looking for reasons for the failure. I am an academic. I cannot sit here and then, comment like, any other person.
Right.
When I'm giving any comment, it should be grounded, in fact and evidence. So far, the committee they set out to investigate the microwave committee. Yeah. Even though the report hasn't come out, but we are hearing some nuggets of the report out there. And so far, haven't heard any from anywhere that Akufo-Addo, played a role in their Gangantuan, defeat in the election. I haven't heard that yet. So I will not be able to sit here and say that he did that or he did not do it.
Is it a good move to withhold the content of that report? Because, mind you, I've sat here on my show, SOA, with Patrick Yabwama. He's secretary of the disciplinary committee of the NPP. He says he has no idea about the report, and he called on the leadership of the party to make the dictates of the report known. We've heard from several members of parliament who belong to NPP.
Exactly,
complaining bitterly about the fact that this report is not made known to we party members. How can we know the way forward?
How can there be reforms in the party?
Okay, so first of all, we need to establish that it is not all documents that are made public. I mean, everywhere, whether I'm sure in your company here, it is not all your document that you can easily make it public for everybody to have a look at it because of some confidential implications it may have for the image of your company, your organization, etc., etc. So within the same spirit, I want to believe that the NPP is also trekking cautiously in making the document public, because believe you me, the content of the report alone
can or would have the tendency of even putting the NPP in opposition for many years to come. Because people, the NPP themselves, are disgruntled, and they are citing a lot of problems, for their defeat. Now, to say that the NPP hasn't, comprehensively brought the report out is different from the NPP bringing some aspect of the report out. Even though the report in its completeness is not out to the public, but the party itself, through its own leadership, has communicated or has made public some of the contributing factors to their defeat. And I think,
but they've also come out to deny it. That
some of them,
the report is not out.
I
remember speaking to Richard Ahiagba, Director of Communications of the party, and he mentions, and I asked him the question, Richard, why are you not making this available, if not to the public, to your own party folk? And he says that he wants to believe that there are fears that once the report is made available to some of the party folk, they would leak it.
And it's true. And we have had instances in this country where even what we call it, cabinet meeting reports have been leaked out there. National security meetings have been leaked out there, and it is not only in Ghana, even the United States of even in the United States of America, their Secretary of Defense, very critical when they were going to America was going to strike. Was it Iran or so? Their Secretary of Defense, included a journalist in their WhatsApp platform, and they were having a before they could even take any action. The story was out there and putting the lives of American soldiers, at risk. So what I'm trying to say is that it is not everything that you need to make it public because you say you are democratic. Even within a democracy, there's privacy. There's confidentiality. So depending on the nature of the report, because they have seen the report, the party executives have seen the report, probably the report is so damning that if they let the report out, it's going to cost the party. So it is in the best interest of the party, to shelve the report for now. Maybe for some time they can declassify the report.
So how do you heal? Because some people feel that if we don't know why we're lost, then it will be problematic going forward. And that is why there's been a lot of agitation over the date that has been set for the presidential primary in the NPP. Because some feel that some people who might be contesting might have been the reason for the party's loss.
So the leadership of the party is in the known. You understand? They have the report. The report has been given to them, and I'm sure they are not the only people who know, the content of the report. People wouldn't be given, a codified copy of the report like that. It doesn't therefore mean that people don't know the content of the report. I'm sure there are some leadership of the party, including the leading presidential candidate, who have had the privilege of knowing, at least an executive summary, of the report, to know what the issues are and what the problems are. Now, it is the responsibility of the leadership of the party to make sure that they work or they implement the recommendations of the report, in agreement with the executive council, of the party. And I'm very sure that they have done that. And so whatever we see here is partly or mostly based on the recommendations that the report have given, which all of them, including the presidential candidate, have come to know or accept that to be the true reflection of the causes of their defeat in the election. And there's the need for the party to reorganize.
Quite interesting.
It's exciting that you made mention of the leadership of the party. So I'm just going to ask you this. What do you make of the current leadership of the New Patriotic Party?
It's a very it's a very tricky question for me because it's so direct. I believe that if you want to reorganize the party, one of the things you need to do in your reorganization bid is to also look at the personalities that are also around it.
Right.
The party structure or the party structures stands firmly
on the party's leadership. I mean, national executive leadership. There are a lot of things that went wrong with the NPP. A lot of things went wrong with the NPP. And so I will not be surprised if delegates decide to say that the leaders should go or should be maintained. That is up to the NPP delegates to make that decision. But I do remember when NDC lost, when John Mahama lost the election in 2016.
Right.
There was also, when the NDC was trying to reorganize, some of the party executives had to go. I mean, they lost their positions. The only person that easily comes to mind is Asedun Ketia,
right,
who was maintained in the party because of his role in the party. Even though the NDC blamed the party's executive for their
electoral
defeat, but they saw the contributions of Asedun Ketia to be very creditable, and they maintained him. So I will not be surprised if the NPP is also going to do it. If there's any party executive in the NPP now who has been able to distinguish himself very well as an executive, it could be the chairman, it could be the general secretary, it could be the youth organizer, etc. The party delegate feels that, I mean, this guy has done very well and we can maintain him to help us with the party. Why not?
So
in
essence, there's no need to have a complete overhaul of the leadership.
It doesn't. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I personally don't think so.
Okay.
It depends on the individual roles that each of the party executive played, and it's also the decision to be made by the delegates. If the delegates are convinced that chairman, secretary, youth organizer, whatever, did very well, and we think we can take him to the 2028 election,
it can be maintained.
It can be maintained.
Now, there have been
absolutely.
some commentary by people who say that this current top-to-bottom approach adopted by the New Patriotic Party is in a bid to protect some of these executives. Do you see that?
In every election, there must be a strategy. Okay? Every politician must have a strategy into an election. From where I sit as a political communication researcher, etc., I would not be surprised at all.
Okay.
That I would not be surprised at all that this system is put in place in order to maintain or to keep others, because they feel that they have their support base in place, and if they go into early Congress, I mean, they are able to get the favor of their people. I mean, I will not be surprised at all, because there are a lot of these incidents from the literature that we have been reviewing. And I will also not be surprised that the reason behind this decision, transcends or is bigger than personal interest,
right,
but the party's interest. And I want to believe that whatever reason that prompted them to go into early election is for the bigger interest of the party and not for the individual interest. But that is not to say that these tendencies don't also happen. Like I said, from the scholarship that we have been engaged in, some of these things also come. Like I told you, every political party must have a strategy.
Right.
Every politician must have a strategy.
Right.
So it could be a strategy for a politician or for the party itself.
Well, I see Emmanuel Agyapong in the corner there. I don't know if he's ready for it, because among the amendments that we are seeing, one of them is expanding the electoral college.
And so we are doing that expansion.
Expansion, and I see about 16 categories of persons that have to be allowed in there. But Agyapong, I believe you have all the details.
Exactly. I mean, Topic was mentioning strategy. I think perhaps based on the proceedings I've watched so far, the interviews so far, I think one thing is quite clear, that the party wants to get things in place, because I think, according to Miracles, they are not in a normal time as a party.
Exactly.
Unique situation. So they are trying to put things together, and then once they are done, they can go on the they say we are giving them the title top bottom approach, but then for their party it's not like that. They are just following structures. So for today, they are expecting to see, according to the chairman of the planning committee, some 5,675 delegates. What we have heard so far is that I've heard 5,300. I've heard 5,800. But then it's best to go with the chairman who says 5,675. So that's the number we are expecting to see today. Who are they? Largely party, National Executive Committee members, National Council members, You'd have members of parliament in the constituency, executives. You'd have National Council of Elders, representatives of special organs, the youth wing, TESCON, women's. How do they call that one? Is it women's wing? They have representation from that. The Nasara coordinators as well. They have all of them.
Who wants their names to be changed to Nasara organizers?
Exactly.
Quite
They also have past national officers. So I already mentioned TESCON, but they have government. Let me put it this way: former government appointees. In their constitution, it captures it as government appointees. So let's make it former government appointees. That's why you saw the Adentan MCU over there, who says that they are 202 and they are adding more. Numbers are adding up. So you're right. They're having the subtle campaign there for whoever they are trying to represent. But then we do know that there's a ban. So what exactly are they deciding on? It's a 303-page document, and all is building to the theme, rebuilding together with our values, the values that the party says it represents. Oftentimes, people have wondered whether they are a socialist party or they are whatever. But then, for this conference, this annual delegates conference, they're saying they are rebuilding together with their values. And then, in the rebuilding, a number of consultations have happened concerning what they should make changes to in their constitution. And we have so far come across 59 of them in that 303-page document. We cannot go through all of them. So we are going to go through some specific ones. And I'm quite interested in the key one, which largely has to do with the Special Electoral College. And Peter McMahon and Evans DeMarco, they are not just the ones who are proposing changes. They are calling for the abolishment of the Special Electoral College and then the restructuring of the executive bodies. So for those who don't know about the Special Electoral College, remember in 2023, if I'm right, or 2024, when they had to decide and come down to 5 presidential aspirants, where you saw there will be a showdown and all of those things coming up. You saw some 956 persons going to vote in that particular Special Electoral College. But its roots is from 2007, where they had 17 presidential aspirants. So the decision was, let's reduce the numbers and then would get better. It saves the party cost, it saves time, it ensures there is unity. But largely for that time to now, the purpose for which they set out this particular mandate, it seems not to be achieving its purpose. And it's quite limited to a certain number. Per the Constitution, the Special Electoral College, and correct me if I'm wrong, it is members of the National Council, there's members of Council of Elders, we have members of Parliament, we have past national officers, then we have 3 representatives from each of the 27 external branches. They also have founding members who are signatories to the party's registration documents and all of that. Now, what Peter McMahon and others are suggesting is that if you want to abolish it, expand it. If you're expanding it, you should have all members of the National Council, you should have all members of the National Executive Committee, all members of the Regional Executive Committee, all members of the Constitutional Executive Committee. So from the top to down, everyone must be represented, all electoral area coordinators, all polling station executive committee members, all members of the National Council of Elders, all national patrons of the party, all past national directors who are still card-bearing members of the NPP, as well members of Parliament, and then all past national officers. And then they are saying you should have 15 delegates from every external branch and as well founding members who are signatories to the registration documents of the party.
So, Ejamede, I want to come in.
Yes.
I think that the NPP has to even expand it beyond the proposals they are making. Yeah, I mean, really? Yeah, they have to expand it.
Because would the numbers be too much for them to do?
That's the beauty of democracy.
But that would be also very expensive.
Exactly.
But it doesn't really. Democracy is expensive.
Okay.
Democracy is expensive. Okay. We can have a national conversation on how to fund political parties. You know, it is also a way of fighting corruption. Okay. Because we have always said that when parties come to power, mostly we don't even interrogate their sources of donations. And so when they come to power, it is now time to repay or to satisfy. We know these things. I mean, we know how these things are done. So in a way to even mitigate this political canker, you know, in our national discourse, we need to expand the, you know, the so-called, I don't even want to call it electoral college. We need to expand the process to include
every single card-bearing member of the party.
That's a proposal
That's
from
a
Nana
large
B.
number.
Nana B. They are saying
Yes.
by 2028,
Everybody should
one
be-
member, one vote.
Yeah, one member. That's very important.
The cost
You
involved.
see,
That's
that's
why
why
you
I'm
say
saying
that
that.
democracy is
You see,
expensive.
but corruption is
more
more
costly.
expensive than that.
That's true.
So
That's
if
true.
we
That's
want
true.
to fight corruption, if we want to be serious about our fight against corruption, then we must be ready to foot it, to look for resources to do this. Ghana is not a poor country.
Right.
We need to admit it.
I agree.
The money that one person we have been hearing, I mean, allegations of corruption, that one money that goes out, millions of dollars. Are you saying that the country cannot fund these things? Why must we allow, in the first place, I'm coming to serve my country. I'm a public servant. Why must I pay for serving my people? The country that I'm coming to serve should be willing to put structures in place for me to be able to come and serve it. But if you allow people, servants, in the name of politics or politicians, to look for funds or resources to bring themselves to power, they will always also look for avenues of paying back. I mean, it's business. When you invest, you need to also get
the return should
be there.
But you see, what about the concerns where, because for those who are proposing the abolishment of the electoral college, they are saying that it seems a bit elitist. Now, if we expand it, the elite people will still be the ones financing the campaigns.
No, you see, it is like you agreed. It's too expensive that no single elite person will be able to do it. It's too expensive, because imagine if NPP, even in just the last election, they said 2 million of their supporters did not vote.
Yes.
So multiply that 2 million to their supporters who voted. That's into millions of support base. So if the election is decentralized at the polling station, the Electoral Commission has a voter register for every polling station. Every polling station. The NPP, NDC, they know from each electoral register who are their support base. They know it from the polling stations.
Yeah.
They know everybody's homes.
Right.
Every serious political party will know this. I'm speaking because that's what I do, and I strategize for people, for politicians, etc. And so I'm saying that every serious political party or every serious politician must know your support base, so they know it. If they say they are going to implement this whole comprehensive presidential candidate election system, they should be able to do it. They should be able to do it.
It largely ties into a suggestion by the former Minister for Energy and also a presidential aspirant, Agyapong. He says they should expand the base. When I say we, it looks like I'm part of says the NPP should expand the base of the participation in elections. It also ties into what the former majority leader Osechi Mensah also says, that there is a need for a major restructuring in the national delegate system.
And I think just yesterday, Asabi also made a similar comment that people should go against anybody who is against the expansion of the electoral college. So
I think we all agree fundamentally that expansion is key, because that is what is providing the true representation of what the people want, and not just a select few.
If you take a look at the categories that have been listed, it cuts across. It represents adequately. It may not be entirely, even though you say that it has to be expanded more, but at least this is better than the current electoral college that the party is working with, which is not very reflective of who the people really want.
Yeah, it's better, but we are not there yet. Okay, it's better, but we are not there yet. There's the need for us to do more. And I think that one of the things the NPP has to do, not only NPP, I mean, including the NDC. In fact, they have to pay me for
free consultation.
for free consultation. They have to pay me for that. What they have to do is that they must have a robust register, that has a database of all their support base. And you see, when you even have this support base, in fact, you will even be able to tell in an election. If you are winning the election, you will be able to tell in the first 3, 4, 5, before 5 p.m. the political party will be able to tell whether they are winning the elections or not.
Based on whether or not their people are going to vote.
Are voting based on what the people, because there's always feedback from the polling stations to the constituency, to the region, to the national. So when they see the trajectory of the vote, they would be able to tell whether they are winning or not. Now, the reason why the political parties, in this case NPP, because that's what we are discussing now, the reason why the NPP is scared for now of opening its voting system is because they don't have that kind of database that will be able to tell who is voting, you know what. Because they are afraid that if they open it up right now, a lot of people will intrude into the system and be able to influence, their leadership. Outcome. So they must be deliberate about having a robust register system in place that can be able to open up, the system and be able to fight corruption as well within the party.
Right. Speaking of the base and leveling the base of the party, there is a proposal actually for the constitution to be amended as well. It speaks about the polling station executive. Usually, I understand from the constitution they have just an electoral coordinator. Now, a proposal has come for them to have an electoral area executive committee, which comprises 5 members, has to do with the coordinator, the secretary organizer, youth organizer, and women's organizer, which is going to be a shift from the previous practice. Looking at money, looking at managing people, is this proposal not going to make the work? Because you're looking at a small electoral area, instead of 1 person, you have to manage 5 people. It moves from the polling station, it goes to the district, it goes to constituency level, comes to regional level. The numbers that the party would have to deal with in terms of management, paying them even. Is this something that the party can really stand and deal with?
The party should be able to do that, because when you do that, it makes the system very transparent, very representative, and very credible. Because at the end of the day, it is not 1 person or 2 people who are going to manage, the election. Every other person is part of the process. Democracy is very expensive. We need to know. We need to know that. If we continue saying that money, we are continuing promoting the vices of electoral abuses. Okay? So we should just put. I know the money issue also matters, but if you are serious about promoting democracy, we must look for ways of funding some of these things. And I think that the country should come in, the state should come in supporting some of these.
So you are all for state funding when it comes to political parties, because ultimately they serve the interests of the people.
Yeah, because you see, if the state funds the political party, the state would have the power to audit their books.
Right.
Because the state knows how much I have given to NDC, how much I've given to NPP. So come and account for it. The state has robust accounting system that you even if you want to take Uber, for example, there must be a receipt for that to show that at this point in time I took Uber and that's how much I paid. But you and I were even discussing, even before we went on set, how some political figures abuse their office with the resources they were given during the elections, how they enriched themselves out of it. How can you account for that? But even the party itself doesn't have mechanisms put in place to check these abuses, these corruptions. But if Ghana as a state is going to sponsor the elections, or going to sponsor political parties in this country, as a country, we have robust institutions. We have Auditor General's Department, we have Accountant General. We will check every cedi that is spent. And when we do that, we are not only checking, we are also fighting corruption as well.
Right.
Well, the National Treasurer of the NPP will be making a presentation per what we do understand. When after the formal statements, both every other office will make a report. I want to find out, are you expecting to know how much they spent in the campaign when the treasurer speaks?
Right.
Is that an expectation you are having?
I'm sure the expectations are rife, but guys, we need to also now connect to our guys on the grounds. Ibrahim Al-Hassan leading the charge on the grounds at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. Let's connect right over to them now and get to understand exactly what is currently transpiring, whether or not we've seen a start to the program. Ibrahim, yes, I'm sure you've taken water now. Let us know exactly.
Over 5,000 of its delegates gather here for the National Annual Delegates Conference. The last time I left to Joshua, I was at the outer perimeter. This time around, we are at the media center, which is located within the stadium proper. As you can see behind me, the stands have started getting packed. The individuals there are delegates of the New Patriotic Party. I have some of them still are having to pass through. I have one member of the New Patriotic Party, one-time parliamentary candidate aspirant for the Kade constituency. I call him Pope, but I'm sure he will introduce himself properly. Pope, introduce yourself properly and tell us your expectation. You are live on GH1 TV and Star FM.
Still the prayer is on. We are here today as a party to rebuild our party, unite, bring back the love to the NPP, to recapture power come 2028. That is the focus.
Well, there are a number of amendments. In fact, I have them here, 56 of them. 56. Which of them is of interest to you?
The youth, the age which cuts the youth organizer position, which is 35. I'm for 35 years because the change is now. The 40, the 45 years old, their mentality is quite different from the 35 years people. Okay. Therefore, I can go to the man club and see them out and all the time. Those people will not associate themselves with those people. So if you bring somebody who is their age, that means that it's going to attract those people to come to the party. NPP party renew was for the elite in the society, was for the educated people. Now we are losing those values. Let's bring back those values. Let's bring the people that love the party. We are bringing back the love for the party from today. After today's Congress, NPP is coming back stronger, and we are recapturing all our seats and increase the number come 2028. That's the focus.
Isn't that just a dream? Because the party lost power less than 7 months ago. Somebody would say NPP is not at a very good place this time around. You are now talking about reorganization. There are factions. How easy will it be for you to recapture power?
It's not just a dream. If you remember, that is the year 2000 when we first went to Parliament. 96 when we were about 60-something MPs. We came up to 2000 and then we won the majority seat in Parliament. It's not the first happening to the NPP. But this time when I come back 2028, what the people told them? They told them that National Cathedral, NPP have wasted money. The evidence are coming out. Ghanaians are getting to know the settings government that we have now. It's all about settings. It's all about the
National Cathedral. Phyllis Kwatiofosu told us that instead of the 58 million that we've always known, it's actually 97 million.
Which audit company they employ? Okay. The audit company that World International Known Company couldn't even find finance. How much more these people are going to? Okay. I mean, just settings. It's just really the optics that the host knows how to do best. Come to TV, lie to Ghanaians. He keeps lying all the day. This time around, Ghanaians are coming to the realities. Last year exam, they said they are going to cancel.
Yes, but the minister has given a deadline.
Yes, they're going to cancel last year exams. Doctors write last year exams. Nurses write last year exams. Lawyers write last year exams. It's a profession. It's a profession.
But they say that it is at what stage the teachers will be sitting for the examination. This time around, the teachers will not complete school for them to go home and later be recalled to come and take a Lancet exam. But this time around, it will be part of their exit examination. Doesn't that convince you?
That's what I told you. It's all settings. It's all settings. They told us that they are not going to introduce tax. Atu stood in Parliament, told parliamentarians, told the whole country that is not going to introduce any new taxes. Now we are paying what? 1 cedi per litre. It's not a gallon, 1 cedi per litre. I didn't even come in my car because I cannot afford to buy fuel. I park my car. Yes, I can't.
That's serious.
Initially, they said they've reduced the prices. Initially, they said they've reduced the prices of fuel. Ghanaians said, hooray. And then at night, when Ghanaians were sleeping, they sneak to Parliament and pass those bills. You understand? This government is all about settings. It's all about the optics.
Ghanaians are getting afford fuel. Is it because your party is out of power?
No, not because the party is out of power. When they reduce the fuel, all of us commended the government for reducing the fuel. Okay. The fuel that we were at the price that Ghanaians were buying. What was a gallon then? What was a barrel? Over $100. Now the dollar is what? About 70 something. So if NPP was to be in power, fuel would have come down automatically.
So to you, the NPP as a party is ready to recapture power in 2020.
We are coming like a wounded lion. Okay. We are not going to sit down, watch them misbehave at Pudo Station.
at collation centers. This time around, we are coming as a wounded lion. We are sending a signal to them.
Okay.
They said we are going to do as worse in Akwatia. We are waiting. Akwatia is just my backyard.
Yes, are you ready for the Akwatia by-election?
We are more than prepared. Our men are more than prepared for Akwatia. So we are waiting for them. If they come in peace, we also come in peace. But if they come with violence, we give them equally. But
the police will be there.
The police were there. The police were standing right in front where our Kunzi was being beaten. Police were standing. The police actually aided the hooligans to push our deputy youth organizer for him to be beaten. When he ran to the police, when he wanted to rescue, what they do? They pushed him. So we cannot trust the police. We cannot trust the police. We're going to Akwatia. We cannot trust the police. Because if a police officer, you right in front of you, with your uniform, not even, let me say, see that they don't wear uniform, with a uniform officer, and then people are coming to lynch somebody, and then you stand and watch and look, fold your arms. It is a country that we left for them. It is a Ghana that we left for them. When they are talking, they say, I was Westwell or something happened.
There was something happened, didn't it?
It started from when? Chirponi, what happened to us? Tell us what happened to us. Oladodo, what happened to us? When we went here, when we showed them something small in Atiwa, then they knew that the NPP had the men. This time around, we are not going to listen to our leadership that we should not be there. Our men are going there. We are going to Akwatia. If they come in violence, we just block. We all be in Akwatia. Nobody move out. And I will see if they want a peaceful Ghana to rule, we will give them. But if they want us to be violent as they are, we will equally retaliate to them.
Well, so that's Pope very confident that after today's exercise, which we see the party delegates attend to about 56 amendments, including the one that will afford former members of parliament voting rights, the one that will afford TESCON president a voting right, the one that will get the party to recognize the existence of persons living with disability, will be attended to. After it's all said and done, the party will be repositioned in a way that they can recapture power come 2028. Thank you very much, Pope.
With this number that we're going to add on, it's all about the monocracy that happens in the general elections, internal elections. We want to get rid of that. If the number is so huge, it will be very difficult to buy votes. You understand? Initially it was 1, it came to 5. Now they are adding on. Very soon, maybe we are expecting to have 17 polling station executive, as it is in the executive, the constituency and the region and the national. We want a time of Canada to have the same at the polling station level. So multiply 17 by number of polling stations. It will be very difficult for somebody to do goodbye. Then the reflection of the real person, the people need in the constituencies would come out to lead the party. When the full soldiers are happy with decisions in the party, then we can win power. But if they are not happy, they are not ready to go out and then work, then that means that the party would be in opposition. If you look at the vote that we lost, then this is making a whole lot of noise. They just added over 100,000 votes to their votes from 2024. For 2020, they added over 100,000 votes to their votes. NPP lost. Our people did not go out to vote. This time after today, you will see them out at polling stations, at electoral areas, campaigning for the NPP, so that we come back to power, come 2020. Inshallah, we are coming back to power. The NTG should be rest assured. All whatever they are doing to our people, to our appointees, we are telling them the time of reckoning will come.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Pope. And so, yes, so that's Pope. Let's also engage Mr. again. We engage him from outside. This time around, yes, he's tired. We are all tired, but we are here. We are. Yes, so you've gone round. I saw you exchanging pleasantries with party members here and there. Now the delegates are here. You gave us 8 a.m. The program is here to officially commence. Why?
Well, let me say that we have to first of all take responsibility and apologize in that accord. But also remember that a lot of people, most of them even travel today. Imagine somebody coming from Zebila to Accra. It's quite a distance. And sometimes in traveling, there are uncertainties in it. If all of them had traveled by air, I'm sure we could have had a much more earlier start. But that's where we find ourselves. Ultimately, we are starting. As a party, we take responsibility and apologize accordingly. But I mean, the good thing is that we are starting.
So, what have you observed since you entered? I engaged you when you were outside. Now you've been in. What has been the observation? How enthusiastic are these delegates?
Well, I think it's a mixed feeling, if you ask me. There is also, there's a balance of enthusiasm at the same time, a reflection. I recall we just came from, a very great defeat, and we are here to do an introspection, make decisions for ourselves, especially when the decision does not even represent only us. Because if we look at 5,012, that's about 3% of the population, even of the electoral college. So we are burdened to make the right responsibility. So I think it's a mixed feeling, a well-balanced feeling between a bit of enthusiasm, because we've met again. We are re-energizing, we are revitalizing, we are re-strategizing. At the same time, we also have a very huge responsibility of making the right decision. That's synced with the people. That's also synced with the good majority of Ghanaians. Where, at the end of the day, if we make the right decision, the party wants to become very much more attractive, and then ahead of 2028, we'll be able to get a lot.
I spoke to you about the amendments or proposals that excited you. One that stands out from this as well is that there will be no appointed executive members. Everybody will be elected. Now, there might have been a reason why the party decided that
some group of people should be elected. Others, the elected executives will look at the strengths, weaknesses, and expertise and make appointments. Now, the proposal is that everybody should be elected because those who were elected felt they were superior to those who were appointed. I think that's a good proposal.
No, it's good, especially with the communication officer, the national communication officer. You see, the whole beauty about election is participation. When people participate in bringing any person into office, they hold the person to higher accountable, and the vice versa is also same true, where you also report back to them. In that case, people will feel duty bound that this is the people that brought me, not only one person. So in terms of allegiance and who should work, the allegiance will not only be with one person.
Or to one person who appointed, but allegiance will be to the entire party machinery that elected him. So I think it's in the right order. But of course, we also have to accept that there are sometimes you need technical and special areas. Communication, you may need, the motive for the earlier appointments was to get somebody who knows the party history, who knows the party well, who can communicate so well
on behalf of the party. But I think if there are any better people that can do it, the masses can rather do it than one person.
After engaging you outside, I engaged Dennis Miracle Sabwaje. I put to him a question of donation. The man you speak for, Kennedy Agyapong, donated in excess of 4 million Ghana cedis. That was made public. He says that's needless, and that every NPP activity has been sponsored by donations. People have donated. People including himself.
I don't know in what capacity he spoke, as an aide or as a spokesperson to the former vice president.
As a member of the NPP.
As a member of the NPP.
Yes.
You see, you cannot appropriate and reprobate. And principles should stick with us. It should not only be seasonal. But there is a Miracle Sabwaje is with Dr. Baumia.
Undeniable. Yeah. I don't want the conversation to go there, but since he's brought it up, we have to respond. When Dr. Baumia made a donation of 50,000 Ghana cedis to the guy that was stabbed during the thank you talk, didn't you hear it? Wasn't reported to the media. He made a donation to even Sierra Leone. Is in the media. You can Google Dr. Baumia donates. About 1,001 of them, or even not 1,001 of them. What is so wrong with about donation?
That if it comes from Kennedy Agyapong, it becomes news. Today, are you now aware, haven't you heard that each constituency was given 10,000 Ghana cedis by Dr. Baumia? It's not in the public space. What is so wrong with that? If tomorrow Kennedy Agyapong also decides, well, I am able to mobilize 5,000 for you for your transport, what is so wrong with that? We are having a conference. Dr. Baumia is helping, Kennedy Agyapong is helping. If it comes into the public space, what is so wrong with that? Don't you think it will also motivate other people to also come and donate or also contribute? You see, the bigger problem is not about who even donates. The bigger problem is the party's ability to take care of party people who are in government, so that they will have the resources to even donate when we are not in power. That, for me, should be the angle of the conversation. So that always you don't necessarily have to rely on the frontliners. But I think it's hypocritical for him to make a U-turn and make it look like if you donate and it comes to the public. How did they announce that they donated 410,000 to Madam Ekwe just a week ago when they went for the Ablekumanov elections? It wasn't in the public space. Didn't come from their camp. So when it is Kennedy Agyapong, it becomes a crime. But when it is Dr. Baumia, we all have to hail it. Principles are not seasonal.
And talking about NPP, that your boss, Kennedy Agyapong, was the one who put NPP to what eventually became a defeat.
They were distracting me. Repeat your question.
No, so the question I'm asking you is that you touch on Ablekumanov. The argument from the other side is that But for Kennedy Agyapong and Brian Agyapong, she would have listened to the party. Why did you urge her to defy the party and contest, reason for which she had to apologize subsequently?
You see, the fact that people apologize for actions and inactions does not necessarily mean that the decision they took was wrong. You can apologize for the very principle that you want to build peace and foster unity and grow for progress. I mean, we lost with 200 votes. Granted that we had gone for the elections,
assuming we had gone for the elections, and the 200 votes, 200 polling station executives, or 200 of us has all gone there, and is able to bring one person each, one voter each. Wouldn't we have won that seat? So, I mean, we move from there, but objectively, I leave you to the jury out there. If you think that the decision was good, we all have conscience. We leave it to them. But ultimately,
we need a demonstration of leadership. We need courage. We need somebody who can look into the face of the people and say that, well,
NDC cannot intimidate us. In spite of the odds, we will still go. Elections, there are two outcomes. Even when the party is prepared, we can still lose. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like when you are in hospital. Whether doctors are on strike or doctors are working, people can still die anyway. But it is more safer when doctors are around. That's why it gives a sense of assurance. It gives some hope that indeed you have somebody to take care of you. But when we send a wrong signal that we are not prepared, we are never ready for election, that is also a sign of weakness. But we move from there. I don't think it was Kennedy Agyapong who spiked up the woman to go for the election. The woman had already made the determination. And even if it was Kennedy Agyapong, what is so wrong with that? That we make a decision not to go for an election. We are unprepared. Yesterday we go and get about 200 votes difference. We only lose with 200 vote difference. If that is the logic, then probably we may also not be going for a Kotia. Any other election, because we are afraid of being beaten, we may not also go. But the beauty of every great leader is also courage. Courage to say that. And you see, bottom line is that in NPP, we respect all views, including dissenting views. That is the beauty of NPP. But ultimately, we come together under one umbrella, like here in this stadium. We don't have Kennedy Agyapong camp, we don't have Baumia camp. We only have one NPP that we are building, re-strategizing, regrouping to be able to make sure that we build a very formidable party.
You talk about courage, and that's one point you are selling for your candidate, let me put it that, or your aspirant. The counter argument is that the party is not going for war. So why must courage be the selling point for Kennedy Agyapong?
Courage is not only needed when you are going for war. Courage is needed to drive the party along, to bring everybody along. It's a point of revival. When we churches conduct revival program, it doesn't mean that the churches are collapsed. That is a warp logic. You don't need courage because you are going for war. Even there are soldiers who don't have courage, but yes, they go for war. The courage is required to send a signal and it's symbolic that indeed we are prepared and we are ready. So let's all move along. It's not a matter of waiting for war.
Finally, how confident are you that the party will leave the University of Ghana Sports Stadium where we are currently at, united, after today's
I am hopeful. It's not about confidence. I am hopeful.
What are the ingredients you are looking for that to happen?
Yeah, ultimately, we must always remind ourselves that we are not here for ourselves. And we are here for the supreme interest of the party. Less than 5%, we are representing the majority of the party. So ultimately, every decision that we make has to be considering the supreme interest of the party. It has to be in tandem with the party. And a decision that the whole party will accept. If we fail to do that, it comes back against us. But I'm only hopeful that every decision that we will make will tend to strengthen and unite the party further.
All right. Thank you very much, Percy Kwarteng. He's a spokesperson for Kennedy Agyapong, who is a flag bearer aspirant for the NPP. As I mentioned earlier, I have in my hands the proposed amendment, 56 of them, right? So, for instance, there is a motion to amend Article 6.1, 7.2, 9.1, 10.7, and 3 of the Constitution to split or decouple the position of research and electoral affairs officer at the constituency, regional, and national levels. So, as we speak, per the current arrangement, the research officer is the same as electoral affairs officer. What this amendment is seeking to do is to decouple the two. You have the party's research officer at all levels, and then you have the party's, yes. And so Yeah, of course. Let's stand, Mr. Sampai. Let's stand, yes, please. And so, immediate pass mayor for Kumasi, Mr. Sampai is for me. You can stand here. First of all, you've been around. What has been your observation so far, Mr. Sampai?
The organization perfect compared to some years. The hustle that we've been getting in, the security arrangements, the medical arrangements, the sitting arrangements, everything with the PA systems, I believe we're doing quite well.
Yes, you just returning from the region that can be described as a breadbasket for the NPP. How's the region doing?
Oh, very well. We're doing well. You see, after the elections, honestly, I need to be very honest with you, hearts went down, and we need to build it up. And gradually, we're looking at that too. So definitely, by the time we finish the conference, we go back and we start revitalizing and rebuilding. We're going to make sure, Ashanti region becomes the Ashanti region.
The president was there a couple of days ago. Were you disturbed by?
At all, I wasn't disturbed. You see, they tend to create a wrong impression to the people. And I know that every constituency was given a bus to bring people to just that Kejetia area. And I know what I'm talking about. I saw a Fiakobi bus that brought delegates from Agyapong, right? Then I also saw the Jurassic Dumasi Secondary Senior High School bus that brought people from Jurassic. So that you keep on deceiving themselves. That is the wish of all of us, and I believe it's going to be so too.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Sampai. Let's go to the former regional minister, former deputy minister for youth and sport, Honorable Bobie. Honorable, how has it been? How has it been so far? How has it been so far? How has it been? Your life here? Yes, here and everything.
Oh, let me first of all, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, and greet your cherished viewers. I will say so far so good, but I am very impressed about the setup and everything. As you can see, there are a lot of people outside hoping to get inside here. And we are hoping that the security people will do their job very well and make sure that everybody gets inside to come and fill the empty spaces. So far, so good. We are praying to the God that going forward, everything will be peaceful for us to live here peacefully and then deal with all the amendments and then go forward with a unity to fight the 2028 elections.
Which of the amendments do you want to be carried? You are in this amendment being given a voting right as a former member of parliament and as a former minister of state. Is that the only amendment you are looking forward to, or there are more?
No, I want all of them, especially the youth organizer position being scaled down to 35 years. Okay. My reason is, in many of our constituencies, our youth organizers are old. Okay. And I want it to be extended to even women organizers and constituency organizers, not just the national youth organizer. Because you go to some of the constituencies and then you see a youth an organizer, a constituency organizer who is about 60 years. What can he do? You go to a police station and then you see a woman organizer who is 60 plus. What can she do? And mind you, the ladies from 1835, they can only identify and work closely with their peers. This is what I saw during 2024 elections, per experience. So I even wanted more to be extended to constituency women's organizers, polling station women organizers, such that you get energetic and strong people with strong mind to work with their peers on the ground to get to the vote that you are looking for. So I am for all the amendment, but particularly for the youth organizer one, I am for it. Because in this country, if you go down there, many of the people think that if you talk about youth, from 40 you are not a youth. So it is one thing that costs us. Some of our youth people will not able to relate well with the young and people and young ladies. So for that particular amendment, I am for it totally.
Well, there is one decision that has been taken by NEC, and I'm talking about the National Executive Council. That's not captured here, and that is the early presidential primaries. There are some colleagues of yours. Yes, I've not seen it here. I'm saying that they are saying that is cast in stone. It's not up for debate. There are others who disagree with that decision. What do you make of that? The decision for early.
So now we are here for today, isn't it?
Yes.
So why is not captured? I can't speak to that.
But you have no opinion about it?
Well, no, why I cannot speak to it. But we are here today to talk about this.
Okay. How important is unity after today to your party?
Very, very, very important. Because without unity, notwithstanding whatever we will do here today, without unity, we can't go forward and win the 2028 election. So for me, I'm just hoping and pray to God that as we are here interacting with each other as one people coming from one womb, we should carry this thing back home and continue to work on the ground where we can harvest the votes as one people, one purpose to win 2028. So for unity, that is the only thing I am praying. If even we have to do fasting for it to come, we will do it. Because you can carry all the amendment through and then go back. But without unity, this thing is nothing. So that is what I'm praying for.
Honorable Evans Bobie, we're most grateful for your time. And thank you. We'll call on you again.
Thank you so much.
The program is even here to start.
Thank you so much.
But how has life been so far outside Parliament?
Oh, it's good. It's been up and down. It's good.
But the pressure is down.
There's some pressure, a little bit pressure down. But sometimes when you sit back, and then many of the things that you did, it's not that people are talking about it. Then it gives you some encouragement. Just last week, I believe you heard it. I have 2 astroturfs in my constituency. One funded by government. In fact, it cost government 4.2 million according to Kofi Adams. But my predecessor, I also did one from my pocket, and it cost me $300,000. Many of our MPs will not do that. That is the extent where I served my people from my pocket. I have given it to the community and a committee to manage it. The guy who succeeded me now, his own hometown, he has been going there to play. In fact, when we were doing it, he went and told his people that I have gone to buy the carpet that we used to, when we were having funeral, that is a funeral packet, not AstroTurf. I said, okay, wait. Now, there's pressure on him. And he also made a lot of promises to do some AstroTurfs. So there's pressure on him. And many of the youth have now realized that they were deceived. So 7 months, his rating is just down. And he's afraid that 2028 he will lose the seat. So not knowing, he and some NDC members went and planned that they should file a question for Kofi Adams to come and say that it was government so that they will go and take over. But Lord and behold, thank God, when they searched through the records at the ministry, they couldn't find any single document that suggests that government did a MAME AstroTurf. And I'm told that at the time of preparing the questions, the project department at the ministry told him that that particular AstroTurf was built and financed by Honorable Evans Bobie. In fact, they wrote in the answer. But for political gaming and the optics, he decided to cancel my name to say that it was funded by a private individual. Who is that private individual? Look, I have all my contract documents on my phone now. So now I have been vindicated. If you go back home, people have now realized that Bobie did a lot of things for some time from my own pocket. So when you hear that, then you become so happy. Your heart is fulfilled. That you have also imparted your community.
Do you expect you to come back? Do you expect to come back from you?
Well, it's early for now. For 1 or 2 reasons.
But never say never.
Yes. So we are putting 1 or 2 things together. My focus now is how to get things carried, get the elections done, and then look for unity in the party. Because if there is no unity, if I'm not able to unite all of us, and I decide to come back, it will be difficult for us. So unity first, before we think about any other thing.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Evans Bobie. Yes. And so, yes. Honorable, yes. Honorable. So, briefly, yes, I engaged you from outside, but now you are in. What has been your observation?
Oh, so far, so very good. There's excitement in the atmosphere. You know, as I said earlier, this is the first time we are meeting as a family after the distracting results together. And so far the spirit is high, and I'm excited about it.
Well, if you are to engage the delegates what will you tell them? Just so after today, the party emerges stronger, united for what lies ahead.
Oh no, yeah, whatever we are here to do today is for the common good of the party and the unity and forward move of the party. And so whatever they are here to do, they should have a clear mind, thinking that we are doing it for the good of our own party. You get that? So that's what I want them to be reflecting on, so that we can have a stronger party after today.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. George IC. And so, yes, let's also engage many more people. Yes, of course. Don't worry. Given the setting we are in, we should expect some of these movements. Yes, we are outside. Please, for the sake of viewers and your constituents and people who are watching us, introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Honorable Ike Apao Jesse, former mayor, New Jobbing South, Koforidia.
Okay, Eastern region.
Yes.
How is Koforidia doing?
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Well, how important is today to you personally and also to the NPP as a party?
Very, very important. And I'm so happy to be here with my people. And I am saying that this conference is going to make history, number one. And it is going to be through this conference that we are heading towards the Jubilee House come Inshallah 2028.
What makes you so confident that 2028 you are
It's because certain mistakes we have made in the past. This conference is going to address that. And I'll tell you why. My brother, as I stand here, I have been a polling station chairman before. I have been a constituency officer. I have become a regional officer. I have been co-opted into national campaign before, and I became municipal chief executive. And by the time I was leaving office, I was a mayor for 8 years. And you want to tell me that somebody who has gone through from the grassroots, when there is a decision, very important decision to be made in the party, I am excluded because I'm no more in office. It was a major mistake. And this is what our big men have realized, that no, there are some people who have gone through the mill, who should have been part and parcel of our decision process. And now this conference is going to rope all these people into that. And I'm saying, when you have such rich minds coming in, it helps to enhance the image of the party. Look, the NDC has been doing something that inures to their benefits. Okay? When you are a former mayor in NDC, when you are a former MP, when you are a former executive, anytime there is decision to be made, they are part and parcel of that. It is only the NPP that, when it comes to that crunch, we have sidelined all these rich ideas. So for me, this conference is geared towards correcting that. And that is why I said you will see the enthusiasm that is going to be mounted for us to head to the Jubilee House come 2028.
Thank you very much.
You understand me now?
For New Jobbing South.
Yes.
It's a pleasure speaking to you. We'll engage again.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Hand over the microphone. Okay. Yes.
We have been working in the trenches for so many years. He knows.
Wow.
He knows.
Wow.
And he knows what he and I can team up to do
together.
May God bless us all.
Bless you. God bless you too. So briefly introduce yourself and then give us your message for the delegates.
Thank you.
Yes. Introduce yourself.
My name is Kofi Entry, Governor and Director of Operations, Greater Accra.
Okay. And so how are operations going?
Oh, so far, have you heard any negativity? Everything is positive, and that is what defines MPP. Today, what are you seeing? You don't see any colors apart from the blue, white, and the red. I mean, let's give praise to ourselves. So far, so positive. That's all we are all here for. And it is going to be positive after today's birth.
What makes you sure that it will be positive?
It is going to be positive. I mean, the leaders and the students themselves, that they are going to give birth to another MPP. Today, we are going to give birth to a new MPP. That is the team rebuilding. And we are going to build a formidable party. And I'm happy with the unity. I'm happy we are embracing ourselves. I am not seeing any other colors apart from our colors. You see the flying colors everywhere. This is what we call MPP. We are defining the real meaning of MPP. And I'm happy and proud to be a member of this party. You see, what I am expecting today, by the end of this day, I am expecting the same unity that we are seeing now from today. You see, we can never do anything for ourselves, for our mother Ghana, without unity. So this unity we are seeing, let us produce it more to our various constituencies. Every MP member is my brother and my family member. Whether you belong to any other faction, and I'm happy today we are not seeing factions here. I am not seeing the Hola Balloons Watimi Wakame. That's the so-called the Watimi Wakame factions. We are seeing MPP, honorable members embracing the police station executives. This is what we call ourselves MPP. So what I'm going to witness today, okay? I want our leaders to listen to the grassroots.
Okay.
You see, when the grassroots reject this party again, it will be a disaster.
Okay.
I want our leaders to listen to the grassroots. We've been shouting for the grassroots. We've been shouting for the grassroots for so long. Who is listening to them? So I want them to listen to them and adopt their cries. I want the party to take this decision, and I am happy there is a vote that we have to adopt all former executives
to be
part
voting
of
rights.
to be part of the constituency album. That formally, if a former executive after your tenure is out.
So to you, that is the most crucial aspect of these amendments.
You see, people have sacrificed a lot for this party. After their tenure, you see, we don't bother them. We don't even involve them in any other.
They are just discarded.
And it's so disheartening. And I am waiting for the party to warn us for the intimidation. Ourselves, the intimidation. Because of intimidation, so many people have rejected this party. Because of intimidation, so many leaders have rejected this party. Why? Why?
So the intimidation must stop.
Yes, the intimidation must stop. With the involvement of the former executive.
It's a good development.
Yes, and the leaders, especially the member of parliament, national executives. This kind of endorsement, where is it coming from?
As in members of parliament endorsing one aspirant or the other.
The members of the parliament. We lost because of this endorsement. Because if you endorse for candidate A and I belong to candidate B, are you expecting me to come and work for you?
All right.
So the endorsement must stop.
All right. So that's where I want you to wrap up. So to you, the endorsement must stop. Thank you very much, Director of Operations for Greater Accra. Let me go to former member of Parliament for Botiano English Among from Honorable Sylvester Tete. You are live on GH1 TV. It's been a while. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. It's refreshing to be here once again. This is the spirit of the MPP. I lost my seat. We lost painfully. I've been on grounds seeking to become the General Secretary of our party. And it's refreshing to be back in the midst of my people. Obviously, I've gone around the stands to greet the people. The euphoria is what we expect from the MPP. Togetherness, and I mean the spirit of unity. It's obvious that after losing heavily, as we did in the 2024 election, it weighed heavily on all of us from top to down. If you go down, but the party quickly had to put in place processes to ensure that we rebuild quickly. Woe unto you when you fall and you are not able to wake up again. We set up my Kokwe committee. They went around 276 constituencies. They produced a report. National Council looked at the report. They set up Constitutional Amendment Committee. That sets the grounds
to ensure that the party's base is expanded, and we have done so in a number of motions that will be tabled this afternoon. From polling station to national, how the party should be organized. After 8 years of doing the same thing, we thought that it should be organized in a different form. That is why some of us are putting ourselves, when the time comes, to vie for the position as the general secretary of the party, and many more people from polling station to the highest level.
How are things looking for you? I'm sure you've done your engagement. How is the reception been?
Of course, it's obvious. If elections were to be held today, I will leave you as a general secretary of the party. And obviously, if it's held next year, I'll still be the general secretary of the NPP. That is what I come to the table with.
What are you in to do to help the party in its attempt to recapture power come 2020?
It is obvious. As I go around, there is one thing that led to our defeat, apathy. If you look at the results carefully of John Mahama in 2016 when he was the sitting president, if you look again at John Mahama's results in 2012, if you look again at John Mahama's results in 2024, it's obvious he hasn't made any significant change in the numbers he garnered. Yet we lost over 1.3 million votes. What it means is that apathy setting in Greater Accra, 55% turnout to vote in the last election. So generally, it is the apathy. How did the apathy came? It was occasioned as a result of weak party structures we've had the last 8 years, and that is a problem. We've diagnosed it. I'm going around, I'm explaining to them. I've been a party person from polling station, constituency. I rose through the ranks, and I've served in National Council. I've been a former deputy minister. I've been the former CEO. I've been a former board chairman. I've served in many capacities in this party. I know the mood of this party, and I believe my candidature will help to reorganize the party, to give back the confidence party people are looking for. All that they are looking for is for leadership that will inspire confidence in them. When leadership inspires confidence, the base will follow. Once the base follows, we come back to power. I am convinced that the NPP is coming back to power in 2028. No two ways about that.
Some have said that given the magnitude of your defeat, everybody in an executive position today, wholesale, must be cleared out. Do you subscribe to that?
That one, the decision lies with the delegates and how you sell yourself to the delegates. They know each one of us. They know each one of us vying for different positions. They know our track record. They know our backgrounds. We've all been given opportunity one way or the other in our journey to come to where we are today, so that people can best assess you. I wouldn't say all of them must go, but in fact, it's intriguing to see a first vice chairman of the party calling for all of them to resign because they failed the party. That is a matter for them to decide. But if they decide not to resign, the party people will resign them.
Okay. Thank you very much. Your final words to the delegates.
Well, to my NPP folks, today is our day. Let us reconnect with our friends we've met in a long time. Let us try to make new friends. Let us try to bring the spirit of unity among us as we converse, as we post on Twitter, or X, as we go on Facebook, as we go. Take a picture with your friend, somebody you've never met before. Share on X, share on any social media handle, and that is a vibe. That is a vibe that brings the party alive. For me, I am convinced that the NPP spirit will be rebirthed today. And of course, if you look at the banners around, you see the forefathers of this party. They fought strongly for this party. It has come to our time, and there's nothing more we can add than to bring the unity of the party to return NPP back to power. All of them had had the experience of Nana Dankwa Baumia administration in the last 8 years, and what they are saying today in 7 months of John Mahama. When we brought the yield levy 1% on 100 Ghana cedi, people fought it. Today they brought demonic tax. They brought demonic tax of how much? 10%. One cedi per liter. When you buy a fuel of 1,000 Ghana cedi, you are paying 83 cedis.
They say you left huge debt in the energy sector.
They should go back and check the energy sector levy they left for us. It's the same we left for them. For 8 years, we manage it. Why can't they manage it in 7 months? They are bringing demonic tax. This demonic tax, we'll fight it with our lives. Wow. Trust me. Watch all of us here. Watch the space.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's engage Honorable Catherine Afeku, former Minister for Tourism, former MP for Ibadan. At least, Mensa will be on, but I just want to balance. I want to balance things. Yes, so, Honorable, yes, you are live on GH1 TV. How have you been?
I'm doing excellent, as you can tell. We are preparing, rebuilding.
Yes. How important is today to you and the NPP as a party?
First, we have to say a big warm welcome to all the delegates from across the length and breadth of our nation. From Axim to Zebila, we're all here representing. I'm excited because I think this is the first gathering after the December 2024 elections. So it's good to be here.
Well, are you informed after the Professor Okwe committee's work? Can you say that the party now knows why it lost, and that after today, you forge ahead, work on those reasons, and recapture power?
I think everybody you see here, a true member of the NPP, has been involved. It started at the constituency level, the members of parliament level, former appointees level, just getting around and getting all the data to collate and decipher as to what went wrong and how to rebuild from there. So yes, we've all been involved. And then of course, right after the elections, as much as they didn't go well, you don't fold up and sleep. I was approached that I should put myself up to represent the females of the new patriotic party. So as you see me here in full regalia, I am lacing my boots to aspire as the national women's organizer for the new patriotic party.
Wow,
so I am very involved.
This is the first time I'm hearing this. Why do you want to serve the party in that capacity?
It is actually an honor to be given an opportunity to serve the party in any capacity, even if President before you are appointed as an office cleaner or a messenger, it is still an honor, because the new patriotic party is a party of values, a party of history, and a party that needs a woman who has the acumen and the communication skills and the listening skills to rally the women across the length and breadth to recapture power. That is why when I was approached, with all humility, I didn't say no. I said, yes, I'm ready.
You are coming up against our Kumsin. Does that are you perturbed in any way?
No, I'm not coming against anybody. I'm coming against me.
Yourself. Okay.
So there are about 5 women contesting. So nobody's above or below. We are all equally ready for the job. But the delegates will cipher through. They will sieve through. They will use intellect, acumen, experience, and most importantly, a woman who can communicate the MPP's achievements. And that is what we need in this party. At this time, in our crossroads and the juncture of the party, you need a female who's humble, who's a good listener, but who has the communication skills to talk about our party's achievements, and then to rally women of all levels to vote for the next NPP.
What is wrong? What is wrong with the current women leadership that NPP has?
She's not contesting anymore. So
no, what's wrong with the leadership? Because obviously there's something that you are seeking.
There's nothing wrong.
Okay.
There is absolutely nothing wrong, and that's where you pitch our women against each other.
Okay.
And I will not be a victim. There is absolutely nothing wrong. You see the cloth I'm wearing?
Yes.
I got this from Mama Kejafua.
Wow.
She is the sitting national women's organizer, but officially she's not contesting. So every woman above 35 in this party, or above 18 in this party, who has the caliber and the wherewithal can put themselves up. But I know that I will emerge victorious.
Thank you very much, Madam Kadri.
But before I leave, I have to say a big welcome to all the women who have traveled to be here to participate in the conference. They need a vibrant woman. They need a dynamic leader, but with humility. I say Akwaba to all of them through GH1.
Thank you very much. And before I hand over to you, Joshua, and then the studio, let's engage briefly. What will be your message to the rank and file of the NPP gathered here?
Yeah, today is an exciting moment. Today is a family gathering. And what we are expecting is the unity that we've all been preaching should manifest here. Whatever we do, if you see somebody that you've never seen before, somebody who I'm probably within a long time, a name that you've heard before, that you've never seen before, this is the opportunity to embrace. And I'm expecting that whatever we do here becomes a healing process. And enough of the lamentation. Whether we like it or not, 2024 is over. It's left with what we can put together and ensure that we're able to claim the power back in 2028. And I think it is a duty on all of us here, the rank and file of the party. It's a clarion call on you. Bury the past now. Embrace what the future holds. And I think if we're able to see it from that angle, that internal feeling, that motivation that we seek to be able to gather all our arsenals and our energy towards the 2028 elections, will be a fantastic victory for us. But if we keep on holding on to the grudges and we keep on not seeing what the future holds, my brother, I'm telling you, if you're an NPP member and you are listening to me now, make sure that you look up to the future. And the future is what we are building. And that is why Dr. Elseduchu is in this country.
The future is Dr. Elseduchu.
As simple as that.
Thank you very much, Opoku Mensah. So back to you in the studio. As you can see from behind me, the program has started in earnest. And so we will hand over to you in the studios as we equally take what's happening at the days. But of course, my colleague Lily Muhammad is here. Of course, he was at the inner perimeter, but now here with us at the top. Let's just hear from her how the